Sometimes when you want to learn a guitar solo, it's hard to pick out each note. And even with the tablature, it seems like you can't really hear every note that you're trying to play. So I thought I would show you something that's built into YouTube that really makes it easy to figure out guitar solos. And I really recommend that you try this and you do this yourself so that you can try to pick out the notes rather than just relying on tab all the time, because a lot of the tab is interpreted wrong and it's actually tabbed out wrong. And there are different ways to play the same notes. So sometimes I'll actually play something different than the way they play it just because it fits my style more, and it's basically the same. What you really want to do is create your own style. It's nice to play note for note, and it is impressive when some of those guys play those songs note for note. But it's like Vito Bratta said. He's like, there are a million guys out there that can play my solos better than I can right now. So, I mean, a lot of the takes that you hear on records are the first take, or it's maybe just a warm-up that the engineer recorded because they know that's sometimes the best tracks that you're going to get. So although the solo might be awesome as it is and you don't want to change it, and a lot of times you can't change certain parts, you can play them differently and play them your style. But anyway, to get those exact notes, I wanted to go through a song and show you just how to pick out the solo using something built right into YouTube. So here's the beginning of Rock You Like a Hurricane by Scorpion. The guitar solo starts. That's fairly easy to hear. I mean, as a beginner, you might be like, oh man, that's a lot of notes to try to get. Well, I mean, what we want to do is just pick them out one at a time. And this is what I wanted to show you right here. If you click the gears button down here, the settings for YouTube, you can change the speed to quarter of the time, that's quarter of the speed, or half speed. And what I found is, like, when I stick it on half speed, I can hear almost every note. I mean, almost regardless of how fast they're going. But, like, this is a perfect example. There, you hear that. Do you hear that in there? I mean, I know what he... And I mean, there's still some notes in there that you might not be able to actually get, but you'll be able to get the majority of them. So let's just start here in the beginning ones. So the thing about this solo is there's harmony in there, so you got to kind of pick one and go with that one. Whenever there's harmony in a song, I tend to try to do all the guitar parts. Those of you that are familiar with George Lynch, I used to do that with Mr. Scary. I start with the rhythm part and then add the leads, and then whenever it actually comes to the main melody, I'd play both of the lead parts together, and then jump back to the rhythm. I'll play it a little bit. I'm doing it from memory, so you'll have to excuse my mistakes. This is two guitars. Rhythm. That's about all I can remember right now. But so anyway, my point is, if you're going to play something live, you'll probably combine different parts together. So I mean, you want to, so whatever you hear, play it. People will recognize most of it in the different parts. So back to this song. For Rock You Like a Hurricane, I pick out the melody that I hear the most. And for this one, it starts on the 15th fret and bends up. That's a bend up on the 15th fret. And then you hit, that's your third finger. And then your pinky is down on the 15th fret of the E string. So it's B and E string. So that's where he starts, and that's where I was going to start with it. I heard we didn't get there yet, but I hear it again. This is how I'll transcribe something. Back to the beginning here. I had to hear that again. There's so many parts in here. It's way up there. Let's hear how close that is so far. He jumps way up. What note was that? Yeah, see, it'd have been really hard to pick up that passing tone without having it slowed down. Hear that again. Yeah, there's a lot in there. Break that down a little bit and see what it sounds like. Let's go from the beginning here and see what. That's pretty close. Uh-oh. Okay, there you go. So. Pretty close, getting pretty close. But I couldn't have heard it without slowing it down. It sounds like he's walking down the minor pentatonic scale there. See, something like this, that walk down, I don't even know if I'd worry too much about it if it's not perfect, because it's just a bunch of notes going down. I mean, you don't want it to sound wrong, but you could interpret it any way you want. So let's try that. Try it again. Have to get the rhythm of it, but I played it. That's how it starts. Man, you can't even really hear that at all. let's try to play along with it. And that's really close. In this short amount of time, you can see how we broke it down. This song in particular, where there's so many guitars layered on that track, it's really hard to hear each one. But this is a tool that you can use, and don't be afraid to just come in here and change the speed. And this is actually a good thing to practice exercises too. If you want to slow them down, you can use this. And then once you work your way out and you get the notes and you get each pattern, take it back to normal. And then you can rock it out. So, again, this was really rough. I wasn't intending to tab out Rock You Like a Hurricane solo for Scorpions. I just wanted to show you this really cool speed variable you can use here in YouTube. And I actually just discovered it, and I think it's pretty awesome. So it really helps me to break down single notes and techniques. If you're watching somebody play, you can slow it down and really see what they're doing as well. So hopefully you found this helpful. Subscribe, comment below, give me a thumbs up, and I'll catch you next time.